Hello everyone. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jacob Kaufman. I've been an AL for all 4 years and have been on the robotics team during this time. Currently, I'm on the Black Squirrels robotics team. Now today, I'd like to talk to you all about an aspect of VEX robotics that often goes underrepresented and underappreciated. That is the teams behind the robots. Now to give you some insight as to this, I have a quote from Ken Goldberg, a professor at UC Berkeley. We're fascinated with robots because they are reflections of ourselves. Now, I think this quote is very important to understand because when we think of robotics, many of us think of a cold technical machine that's completely devoid of any human involvement whatsoever. But that's simply not the case. Behind every successful robot is an equally successful team of designers that have been able to put their own human touch on the robots and completely innovate the machines which they created. Now, my general purpose in today's presentation is to tell you all how to form your own team. But before I can do that, I need to first give you some framework on how to do this. So we'll be covering 3 things today: a general team structure, a real-life example of a team, and how to build your own team. So our first step is general team structure. Now, for those of you who might not understand the importance of robotics in everyone's daily lives, I have for you a quote from the official game manual for VEX Robotics. Robotics is a very powerful platform to attract and hold the attention of today's multitasking, connected youths. Being on the robotics team for all 4 years, I can attest to how true this really is. Every single person on the robotics team is constantly working on one, if not multiple parts of not only the robot, but also working to improve the unit as a whole. So it definitely appeals to this current generation of scholars. So a typical team has 3 to 5 members, but that number can fluctuate based on general circumstances. So some normal jobs we have the programmer, the builder, the driver, the captain, and the notebooker. Now, as we'll find out in our next slides, all of these jobs are important, no matter how obscure they may seem. So our second point is a real-life example of a team, and that is my team, the Black Squirrels. Now, you can see me on the far left. I am the team notebooker. That means I'm in charge of compiling a log of our team's accomplishments, achievements, and progress throughout the entire season. Now, you might not think this has a typical role in robotics. It's not a builder or programmer, but it really is important. Every single job on the robotics team is important and can make a big difference if done well. And then to my right, we have Gage. Gage is a team programmer. Kayanne is also a programmer. Behind her is Tyler, who's a team builder. And then to the far right is John, the team driver. Not pictured here are Brendan and Dale. Brendan is the team captain and the lead builder, and then Dale is the lead programmer. So the programmer and the builder roles are pretty self-explanatory, but to give you some further development on them, the programmer is not only in charge of making sure the robot can drive, but also making sure that all of its attachments are programmed as well, like the lift and the intake. And then the builder is in charge of building these things and performing constant maintenance to make sure they're always in the best shape possible for tournament time. And Brendan and Dale have a crucial role on our team because they are the leaders, the lead builder, the team captain, all very important roles for any kind of team. So our third point today is how to build your own team. Now, to give you some insight as to how open the team building process is, I have a quote from the Robotics Education and Competition Foundation. Youth participate in the VEX Robotics competition as part of a team working towards the goal of building a robot to compete in the current year's challenge and the online challenges. The teams are usually advised by a teacher, parent, industry volunteer, or a college student. Now, this does show how open the process is. Well, I'm here today to tell you how to form your team through AL. It certainly is open to interpretation, and you can take many different avenues to create your own unit. So when considering people to add to your team, remember one thing: commitment is key. Don't pick people just because they're your friends or you enjoy hanging out with them. Pick people that will actually live up to the mantra of robotics and make sure they are constantly working to better the team. And now some further elements of success besides commitment are strategy, teamwork, vision, goal, management, and motivation. These are all important things to consider. Okay, finally, steps to take. First off, you should form a group of students that display the leadership qualities that we mentioned previous. Second, you should approach Mr. Heckman or Higgins, and then if there's an opening in the program, they will set you up with materials and space. And then lastly, they will see how you develop as a unit and then sign you up for competitions when your team is displaying progress. And then your journey in VEX Robotics can officially begin. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. Hopefully you know more now than you did when I first started talking. But to recap everything we talked about 3 points: general team structure, a real-life example of a team, and how to build your own team. Now, I know not all of you will choose to join robotics, but for those of you who do, hopefully you can use what I've taught you to your advantage, and may your successes in robotics be limitless. Thank you.